Right now, inside almost every one of your 37 trillion cells, there is a thread about 2 meters long, coiled so tightly you would never see it. It's your DNA. Uncoil all of it from every cell in your body and lay it end to end, and it would stretch about 11 million light years. Far enough to reach the Andromeda galaxy, come back, and set off again. You are carrying a library longer than the distance between galaxies, folded into a space too small to see. But here's the strange part. When scientists finally read that library, cover to cover, almost nothing was where we expected. A huge amount of it isn't even human, and one line of it, written by a virus, is the reason you were born at all. This is what's actually inside your DNA. Start with the packing problem. 2 meters of DNA sits inside a nucleus so small you could line up thousands of them across a single strand of hair. To match that, you'd have to cram about 24 miles of fishing line into something smaller than a grain of sand, and then do it again in every cell 37 trillion times over. Your body does this automatically right now, without you thinking about it once. And for a long time, we assumed a book this enormous must be crammed with genes, the instructions that build a human. Before we read it, scientists placed bets. 100,000 genes, maybe more. The real number came back around 20,000, roughly the same as a microscopic worm, fewer than some plants. It turned out only about 2% of your DNA actually spells out instructions for building you. For decades, we called the other 98% junk. We were wrong. Much of it is the control panel, the switches deciding which genes turn on and when. So, if it isn't all genes, what else is in there? This is where it gets uncomfortable. About 8% of your DNA isn't human at all. It's viral. Over millions of years, ancient viruses infected our ancestors, slipped their code into human eggs and sperm, and got stuck there permanently. You inherited their remains. That is 4 times more viral DNA inside you than the genes that build your entire body. And they aren't all just wreckage. Around 25 million years ago, one of those viruses left behind a gene we now call syncytin. That gene builds the placenta, the organ that lets a mammal grow its young inside the body. So read that again. The reason mammals give live birth, the reason you were carried and not laid in an egg, is a tool we stole from a virus. Remove that ancient infection and you are never born. Your DNA also quietly confesses how connected you are to everything else alive. You share about 99% of your genes with a chimpanzee, but push further out, you share roughly half of your genes with a banana, because the basic machinery of a living cell is billions of years old and life simply reused it over and over in everything. There's even a scar from our own origin written into it. Every great ape, chimps, gorillas, orangutans has 48 chromosomes. You have 46 because somewhere back down our line, 2 ape chromosomes fused end to end into what we now call chromosome 2. And we can prove it. That chromosome still carries the little protective caps that normally sit only at the very ends of a chromosome, now stranded uselessly right in its middle. The weld mark is still there, millions of years later. So think about what your DNA really is. Not a clean instruction manual written just for you. It's a 4 billion-year-old library, part human, part virus, part banana, part every ancestor who ever lived. Any 2 people on Earth are about 99.9% identical. Everything that makes all 8 billion of us different from one another hides in the final 10th of a percent. You didn't write this book, you're just the latest person to carry it for a little while before you hand it on. And most of it, we still can't read. I'm the Onlooker. Keep looking closer.